your microphone down a bit? We're getting an echo through you. Right.
It's all working now, Joe.
It's on YouTube now as well, Joe.
Are we happy it's working? And thank you for everyone for muting their mics. Hi, Joe. And is it definitely working?
It seems to be working on Facebook and YouTube. I just don't know about Twitch, but everything else.
I think Twitch is working because Jack said it's working there. So I just.
Hello.
Cool.
Joe, are we all happy from your side?
Yes. The one of the YouTube streams has been funny, but the event stream is working okay.
Okay.
To any of you that haven't been here before, this live stream is going out, so don't give out any personal information. If you don't want to be on the recording, if you still want to be in here so you can listen, just mute yourself, and then you can ask anything you want through the chat. I'll put a message for this in the chat as well.
Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing? Hopefully we get some good listeners back and everyone's doing okay in lockdown at the moment. Are we all still doing schoolwork from home? The most important question. Okay, so in this session today, we're going to do a bit of a follow-up on a previous live session we've done. So some of you were in that session where we did some drawing using Scratch. And today we're going to move on from that. We're going to try and draw this rainbow here. And we're going to be using Python. So we're going to be using different elements of Python. Joe has already sent a link previously in the chat to you, but we can resend that to you now. I believe it's here somewhere. If we could all open this page here, this will give you a blank web page in the REPL site where we can program on the left hand side here and see our creation on the right hand side here. Who's done a bit of Python before? You can write messages in the chat if you have, just so we can get an idea of who's used this before. Or if you've done Turtle Python. That's okay. We'll be covering the basics with this session anyway, to get you to draw first, and then we'll try and include some loops and some functions hopefully by the end. Okay, have we all got the web page open? Including you, Dan?
I do indeed have it open.
Good. So if you look at the web page on the left hand side here, you will have like a notepad where you can write all your code down. And then on the right hand side, this is where we will see our program, and there's two sections to it. The window at the top is where we'll see the program being drawn out. In the bottom here, if we have any errors in our program, so if I run this and create an error, we would see an error message here, and it tells us what line the error message is on. So we can go back to our code, find the line number, and resolve that error message. So today we're going to be doing, like I said, Turtle Python. So the first thing we need to do is import that Turtle library so we can use all the different elements of Turtle Python. So I'm going to clear all this code when it comes back to me. Start from scratch. So the first thing we need to do is import Turtle, and this will import the Turtle library. And please make sure when you are doing Python, it's very picky. You need to have all the uppercases in the right places and all the lowercase in the right place. So when we import Turtle, everything is lowercase. And this allows us to use the Turtle library. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to import, we're going to import an object from the Turtle library and store it against a variable. And we're going to call it myTurtle. Because this variable here is something we can use throughout the rest of our program. We do my_turtle, which is the variable name, and we're going to pull the object from the Turtle library. So here we have a lowercase t and then an uppercase t. And this pulls the turtle from this library and we assign it against myTurtle here. So for the rest of the program, when we call myTurtle, which is this little dude here, it references this variable here. And in programming, it's always a good thing to do. Dan, are you able to help in the chat?
Yeah, doing that now.
In program, it's always a good thing to do comments. So to comment, we use a hash. In the hash, we just write down what we're doing in the next line of code. So here, we're creating a new turtle object and storing it against my_turtle. You can write whatever you want, but try and write comments throughout all of this code so you can understand what's happening if you come back to the code. Are we all happy so far? I'm not seeing any questions, so we'll carry on with the program. So now we've got our turtle in the program. The next thing we need to do is to make it look like a turtle. Otherwise, it just looks like a triangle. So at the moment, if I click run, it's not going to do anything, but it would look like a triangle. So we want to change the shape. Okay, slow down. And what code do you have, Jack?
If it helps, Jack, just put some screenshots in the chat and we can I can have a look at them.
Or just copy and paste your code directly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So is everyone happy so far? So the first thing we do in our code, we import the turtle library, which somebody has created, and we can use bits of that library to draw. So Jack, if you look at line 3 here, first of all, let's do this. We create a variable called my_turtle, and then we add the equal sign, so it's equaling to something, and then we equal it to an object in that library, turtle dot capital T, turtle, open close brackets. And what you've got in the center of your code, you've done this instead, a dash, rather than an equal sign. Do you still get an error message, Jack? Is everyone else okay up to this point here? Just waiting for Jack to finish typing before we move on to the next bit. And the next thing we're going to do is I presume everyone's okay. So the next thing we're going to do now is change the appearance of the turtle so it appears like a turtle in this window here. So to do this, remember the variable we created here. We call this throughout our program now. So we say my_turtle, and then we do a dot to call something from the turtle library, and we say shape. So this is where we can change the shape of the turtle that appears on our screen. And in the brackets, adding quotation marks, we type in turtle. And now we have a turtle that appears on our screen. Here we're changing the appearance, we're calling the variable first, and then we're calling an element of the turtle library, and we're defining what shape this turtle will be. Changing the shape to be a turtle. Just remember to hit run each time you type in the code. So once you've completed the code, click run. Hi Jack, when you created your code here, just please make sure you check the uppercases throughout the code. And once you've finished writing this bit here, click on and run the code, and the turtle should appear on your screen. Have we all got to the point where we have the turtle on the screen? Hi Jack, can you copy your paste your code into the text box here? Hi Jack. In between where you've got import turtle and turtle shape, you've not defined the variable my_turtle. You still need to have this line of code here where you say my_turtle equals turtle dot turtle with a capital T. These initial first lines of code we shouldn't be deleting. They're the foundation blocks for creating shapes. Hi Jack. So what you're missing is where you create a new turtle object. So I think you may have deleted this line of code.
How?
Okay. I think Dan will carry on helping. And then the final line of code is, if we go hit enter, we'll go a bit further down because this is going to be the end of the program. So we're going to hashtag write comment end of the program. And in here we're going to say turtle dot done. So any code after here will not run. This here is the final line of the program. So everything we need to add now is between the shape and the done. Our program will start drawing shapes. Hi Jack, can you paste your code into the chat here? We'll just have a quick look for you.
You know this code that this is to Andrew. The code that you've just posted here, is that to make the turtle?
So the code I've just posted there is it imports the turtle library, creates an object called my_turtle from that library. It creates the shape of the turtle so we can see it on the screen. And then at the bottom we have a turtle.done, which is the end of the program. And then code after that point will not.
And how do I kind of import the turtle?
Import the turtle, did you say?
How do I like turtle up?
As in move the turtle around?
So as in like get the code onto the program.
Okay, have you got the link for the website?
Yeah. Online Python.
That's right. And then in the do you have a window in the left like I do on the live stream? So you should have three windows. There's a window on the left where we can write our code. And then there's a window on the top right where we have our Turtle Python display. And then we have a screen on the bottom right where we have any error messages.
I've basically got like three kind of box, and I've got one main one where I can write stuff in, and then I've got two on the other side, which are just one blank one, then one little black one at the bottom.
That's right. So you can take this bit of code that I've pasted here, so you could copy that if you like, paste it into the main one on the left. And then along the top edge, you should see an option called Run. And this will run that script of code on the left, and it will display on the right. If there's any error messages, it will appear in the black box in the bottom right. For everyone that's at this point already, the next step will be calling the turtle again and moving it around the screen. So I could say move forward 100. Can run the program and try and now work out how to move. Well, I'm going to give you the clue here. How to move forward, move left, move right. and try and create a square to start with and see what shapes you can create. So I'll leave it at that stage for everyone to catch up and people can carry on and create shapes now. Is it working for you? If you think you've created a shape, post it in the chat so we can have a look at what you've created. And we know that you're understanding the program and creating shapes from it. Hi Daisy.
What?
Hi Daisy, if you're not talking, are you able to mute your microphone? There's quite a bit of background noise coming from your microphone at the moment, please. Oh, everything okay from your end, Dan?
Yeah, so far so good.
Perfect. So has everyone got to the point where they can at least draw a straight line and maybe looking at how to create a shape now? Hopefully we get some pictures coming through or some code, whichever you prefer to send in the chat. And remember, if you do have an error message in your code, like sometimes I see this, where the turtle's been spelled slightly wrong, you'll be prompted here with an error message and it says on line 9. So just have a look at that line and see what the problem with the code is. It could be as simple as a capital F. That could be a problem as well. So when we have the commands where we're going forward, left and right, they're always lowercase. Perfect, that looks good. Can you try and make a square now? So if you think about it this way, if you've got forward, what other directions do we have? Hopefully you're all saying left, right. And then in here, what do you think the number should be? What number goes in between this bracket here? Who knows how much it goes forward by when we say go forward by 100? That's okay, Joe. Is the stream still running okay?
Stream's still running okay on here, Andrew, so I think we're good.
What happens when you use the number 50, Jack? If you're trying to make a square, let's all try and create a square. That will give you a hint to what number goes into here. Well, that's starting to look good. basically, if you imagine when you look at your shape, you've gone forward, you're turning right, and so when you turn right, your turtle's facing downwards, and then you go forward, and then you turn right, so it's facing left on the screen. So you're going forward again, and then you're turning right one more time, so your turtle's facing upwards to complete the square, but you're telling it to go backwards. So always think about where your turtle might be pointing. Perfect, Jack. So the number that goes in here will be the angle that you want to do. So in here, that's perfect. We have some numbers coming through now. 90. So if we wanted to create a square, we could do something like this. We go forward, we turn by 90 degrees. So, Scott, where you've got my_turtle, you need to equal it to that object in the library. I think you're using a dash, and it should be an equal sign, like this.
Can I have some help? So I'm like seeing people's pictures on the actual chat page, and I don't really know how to get to that point.
To get to that point, okay. So have you got the? Can you see the live chat at the moment? The live feed through YouTube or Facebook or Twitch.
I can see it through. What am I supposed to be looking at?
So we are streaming like my screen on these live sites.
On where? Sorry.
We'll just find a link for you, unless you've got it handy, Dan.
I've got it handy here, yeah. I'll post that now.
Dan's going to post a link now. If you click on that link, you should see a live screen of what I've got in front of me. So everyone that's created a square, what other shapes can you create using this now? Try and create some shapes and send them through. We'll get everyone to this stage and then we'll move on to the next step, okay? So Daisy, if you follow the link that Dan's just posted, you should be able to see my screen, which has the code that we're using, which will help you understand what I'm actually trying to explain. Because I think if you're just hearing the audio and not seeing the screen, it's a bit disjointed.
Mm.
You have a picture of the triangle? Let's have a look. Hi Scott, are you able to paste all of your code onto the screen, into the chat here? Okay, so the next thing you need, so you've got where you've imported the turtle, you created a variable with an object, the turtle. Next you need to just change the appearance, where you use the variable my_turtle, and you use elements of the library, so dot shape, and then we're calling on the turtle shape from the library. So I think if you take a screenshot of your screen, you should be able to paste it into the chat. And then you'll have an option to upload it and we'll be able to see your... Perfect, that looks good, Jack.
Well done, Jack.
So Scott, the next thing to do now is try and move your turtle around. But don't forget to add this line of code here. I'll paste it in the chat so you have it. This will be at the bottom of your program. So it tells Python, we've ended the program. That's all the code you need to run. Any bit of script after that code doesn't happen. So it would look something like this, Scott. So if you want to turn, if you think about this line of code here, that is telling it to go forward at the moment. If you wanted to go left or right, which part of that line of code would you change? Perfect. So change forward to left and right. It should turn, and then you can create a shape. So we'll give everyone a couple more minutes just to catch up and try and create shapes, and then we'll add some new elements. I think everyone's getting to the point where we've created a square or a different shape, and we can move forward. It's good everyone's managed to get it to work, trying to figure out the issues, and you're all helping each other, which is what I like to see. Makes Dan's job a bit easier. What shape have you created, Dan?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't actually done one because I've been monitoring the chat, but I I will. Hang on.
Hi Emily, are you creating shapes and working along with the workshop?
I'm having a go now, Andrew, whilst everyone's catching up. Ooh, let's see. Ooh, that's a good one.
That's good, Tato's Cork, but can you get your shape to... Can you get your turtle to make a shape, so to turn left and right? And create a square or a circle or a triangle? This is looking good though. Can everyone see the code on the live stream okay? That's following along here. I've tried to zoom in as much as I can. Yeah, that's perfect. It's going to catch up there for now. Just about see it, but that looks good. I can see a tiny square in the corner. Okay, so I think we've all got to the stage where we're quite comfortable with creating a shape now. So that's perfect. We're going to add some colour now. And this is where we can change the colour of the line. Okay. So again, we need to say my_turtle dot. What word do you think we need here if we're going to change the colour? good to see. What command do you think we need here? So we can change the colour. What goes in this blank space here? I just wonder if everyone's trying to do it before they answer. So to change the colour, we use the word colour, but we use the American spelling, so we don't have the U in colour. So it's C-O-L-O-R. And in brackets and in quotations again, this is where we write the colour that we want to use. So if I said my turtle is red, it will draw a red square. I'm going to post a link now in the chat. On this web page here, you can click on the colour you want to use, and where it says turtle name, that's the turtle name colour. Okay, so we can have yellow, gold, maroon, so we're not just stuck to a couple of colours, we can use all of these colours here. So select the colour you want, copy the turtle name, paste it into here, and we'll have that colour on the screen. You are right, thank you. We just, because we use the American spelling, we need to drop the U, so it would just be colour. And what's quite nice about, what's good about this even, is we can change the colour of every line we draw. So before we move forward, we can add a colour. Change it to red. So it changes the colour of the pen before it moves forward.
What I've done is I've got the link up and then I've copied all the code. How do I get the turtle up?
Okay, so in the top middle of the screen, can you see a button called Run?
Yeah.
If you click Run, something should appear in the top right corner. That looks good, Jack. Do you think you can get every line to be a different colour? So you want to change the colour of the line before you move forward. So you'd have my_turtle.colour, and then you would have my_turtle.forward, and then you would have colour forward. So every time before you move forward, you change the colour. Did that work for you, Daisy?
No. It says external error, type error. Apparently, cannot read.
Are you able to do a screenshot of the web page and post it in the chat here so we can see what you're looking at? That's okay, Tatos go. It means yours get shown on the live stream. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. What's that? What's Ron Tata's score? We all managing to change the colour of the line as we're drawing our shapes now.
I'm not up to that stage yet. Sorry.
It's okay. Perfect.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Hi Daisy, what issues are you having at the moment? Have you managed to get the shapes to appear on the screen?
My picture's loaded on the chat page now, so it should be coming up in a minute.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure what's going on with it.
Okay, so on the left hand side, well, there we go. Hi Daisy, you see line 4?
Yeah.
Is that an equals sign or a dash?
Yeah. Sorry. I have bad eyesight.
Yeah, it's hard to see it on the screenshot. So it should be my_turtle equals turtle.turtle, and then you're also missing the open and close brackets at the end of that line.
Oh, I see it now.
I'm just reading through the list. And hopefully when you click run, you should see the turtle appear. And if you look in the bottom right corner, I think it also tells you where you've got an error, where you've got an error message. So it'll probably say what line you've got a message on. Okay.
It says name error. My turtle is not defined, apparently.
So you should have my_turtle, and it should equals. I'll paste the line here. So if you look in the chat, it should look like this. I'm not sure if it look for you. What I can see, it looks like this. So can you see the difference?
Yeah, I've got what? Which one's right there?
So the first one I put is the version. The second one I put is the version I think is what I can see on your screen.
Okay, the first version is right.
Correct. Thank you, that looked amazing. Hi Scott, I'm not sure what you're sending. It looks like you're sending PDFs. If you copy and paste the link, the URL right at the top, we should be able to run the code and see it here.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's just a PDF that we can see. So if you send the link to your code, it'll be easier for us to give you a hand.
Daisy, are you getting on okay now?
Just putting a picture up because I finally have a little turtle.
Perfect.
Problem is, it's also phone because for some reason my phone decided to be stupid yesterday. It broke. I had to use my dad's old phone, and it's an Android. So I'm trying to like work out how to use it.
Hi, Scott. Are you trying to draw a triangle? A perfect triangle? Let's have a look. Perfect, Daisy, that's good. So now, under where you've got my_turtle forward, try and use my_turtle right and left, and try and create a square. I'll give you a hint in the code there. Oh, so you weren't trying to create a triangle, Scott? These are all looking good. It's good so far. Does anyone find it takes time for the turtle to draw the shape? Like, is it taking too long? So we could include this line of code here, okay? So go right to the top where after you've drawn the shape, type in my_turtle. If I can spell. And if we want to increase the speed, we just type in speed. Just type in something like 100. And then you'll see it does it almost instantly. Yeah, this is looking good. Hi Daisy, have you managed to create a shape now and maybe change some colours?
I'm in the middle of getting a square.
Perfect, that's good. So if you want to add colour, we can use this line of code here. I'll just paste it into the chat. And on this website here, if you hover over and click on the colour you want to use, you'll have something where it says turtle name, and all you need to do is copy and paste the name of that colour into where I put red. So in there, that's where you'd have the turtle name that appears on the website. Okay. So in about 3 minutes, when we hit 5 o'clock, we'll move on to creating loops. Okay. looks amazing. Everyone's doing a good job. Have you all done something with loops before? Have you got an understanding of how those work? Hopefully you have an understanding, Dan.
Yes, I certainly do. Yeah, I definitely do. Lots and lots of loops.
Be another picture loading up now of my square.
Okay. That's perfect, Daisy. That's good. Don't forget, you can try and add the colour in now, so you change the colour of the line before you move forward, okay? That's good, Jack. Jack, when you've got turn left, try the number 120 in both of them. That's okay. Hi Jack, did you try the number 120 in the angles when you turn?
How do I get the colour?
The colour, okay, so we can use this line of code here. So I paste it into the chat. And you change the colour before you move forward in your code. On this website here, I'll send the link again, you can find different colours to choose. So you can click on the colour name, the colour you want to use, and where it says turtle name, you can paste that colour into where it says red. Understand what a loop is. I'll explain it if you look at the live stream, so I think it's going to be a bit slow catching up. So I'm just going to start typing a few things.
That's looking good, Jack.
That's good. Okay, so can everyone just look at the live stream for a couple of minutes and I'll explain what a loop is and how we can reduce the amount of coding we're doing to draw the same shapes. So when we're drawing a square, what are the instructions are we using? We're telling the turtle to go forward, and we're going right, and we're going forward, and we're going right, going forward, right, forward, right. Can you hear how I'm repeating myself? Hopefully you can. So with a loop, rather than having all those elements of the code written down, line by line, we can repeat 2 of those lines, or a set number of those lines, depending on what you're creating. You can loop over the same code a number of times. It could be a forever loop, so it would happen forever. Or we can say do it 4 times in this instance. So if you think of a square, it's got 4 sides. So we need to move forward and turn 4 times. Okay? Is that making sense? A loop is something that allows us to repeat the same instructions of code a set number of times. Okay. I'm not getting any chat, so I'm hoping that's explained well. So to create a loop, we can delete the elements where we're repeating ourselves. And above here, we can do a for loop. So a for loop is something like this. So for x in range, and we put a number in here. Okay. Just get rid of that for a second. So for x in range, and if we had a number of 4 in here, we would repeat this 4 times. If we had a number 8 in here, we would repeat these instructions inside here 8 times. But inside this code here, we simply put the my_turtle forward and right. And just remember to tab these in. So in a loop, we need to tab in to ensure the code understands what elements of the code that we're trying to repeat. If I did this, and you can give me the answer. If I had the code like this, would this work, Dan?
That definitely wouldn't work, no.
What's the problem there, Dan?
So Python's quite particular about the way that you structure your code. So you would have to have the code indented or tabbed, only one tab button press inside the for loop, so that it knows that those lines of code are part of the for loop and that they're not just sort of like general bits of code. So it'll know what code it needs to actually repeat.
Perfect. Thanks, Dan. So if we're creating a square, how many sides does a square have again? 4, hopefully everyone is shouting. So for x in range of 4, we repeat these instruction blocks here. So the first pass will do this once, then it'll change this x. So it'll go 1, go forward and right, then it'll go 2, forward and right, then it'll go 3, forward and right, then it'll go 4, forward and right, and then it will carry on with the rest of the code. That's just to help visualize it, but it should be for x in range. In the brackets, specify a number. And don't forget the colon here. And indented your code should be for what you want to repeat. Do some speed.
Are you all right to paste that code into the chat tab for Jack?
Yeah.
He can't see the screen currently.
There I've just done 2 loops. You should be able to see what the shapes are. So try and use these loops now in your code. Try and see what elements of the code are repetitive or just start again. And see what shapes you can create. And don't forget, you can have the... If you paste your code in, we'll have a look at line 8 for you. Don't forget, we can still change the colour. So we could have this one, could be red. So the shapes can still be different colours.
Okay. Okay.
So line 8.
So I think, Scott, you put a colon at the end of 4x in range 2. You'll need to put a colon. Try that and see if it works.
And don't forget, Scott, at the moment, none of your code is being repeated. Whatever code you want to be repeated would be tabbed in, so it would look similar to this. See how it's tabbed in slightly, or indented, just after where you declare a for loop.
This is my first time doing turtles. Do you remember?
Is it?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to paste this in the chat so everyone can see it. So we create our first two shapes using the for loop. I think that's going to do this one more time. Everything after the. We create two shapes using the for loop. Then where I put hashtag after the for loops are finished, we move on to the next line of code. So we can draw another line or draw something completely different. Is anyone struggling with this concept at the moment?
How do we get the loop again? Sorry, I've only just got the coloured square.
Okay, so I'll just paste it in the chat again. So in the chat, if you look at the last 3 lines I've just pasted in. This bit of code here creates the loop. So we have 4x in range of then the number of times you want to repeat the loop. So for x in range of 4, which means you repeat the instructions 4 times. Inside the loop where it's slightly indented. See where it's indented slightly? This is the code that gets repeated.
How do you like the colour?
So add the colour again. So just before you, it could look something like this. You could have colour like this. And that would draw a green triangle. Is everyone managing to use the for loops okay? Or is anyone having any difficulties? And I've got a pint glass of lemon juice again this time.
Sorry.
I've got a pint glass of lemon juice. It's all,
A pint glass
I don't
of lemon.
do this to myself.
A pint glass of lemon juice. How are you even drinking that? That's too much even for me, and I like sour things.
It is watered down. It's not pure lemon juice.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I did some baking today. That was fun. I haven't done that in a while.
What did you make?
I made a it was like a cornflake with dates, like baked thing with chocolate on it.
Say that again, Dan. Yeah.
It's like a cornflake thing with dates in it and covered in chocolate. Basically, it literally took probably about 20 minutes to make, and it was pretty good. It was a recipe someone had put on Facebook. Let's see.
That's good, Jack. Biscuit Boy, I'm only seeing the middle bit of your screen, so I'm not sure. And Jack, what you can also do is before each of the 4 loops, set a colour. So every shape that you create is a different colour. So something like this. So before each 4 loop you have, set the colour to a specific colour.
Mm.
And what shape does that create, Biscuit Boy? Are we all happy to move on to the next bit? I think, Jack, he's only on his phone, so I think that's why he's sending pictures.
Oh,
That's
okay.
amazing. That was good. Are we all happy so far? Are we ready to move on? We're going to try and create a rainbow next. Okay, so what I want you to do now is delete your code, but leave 1 for loop and 1 color line. So it looks something like this. Keep where you've got turtle done, just where your main program is. Don't delete everything. So you still keep the import where you define the turtle, the shape, the speed, and the done.
Biscuit Boy, you can try Control Z. It might bring it back.
And if not, we're going to be changing the code a bit now anyway, so you could just paste in the code I've provided as well. So what we want in the program now is just where it creates one shape, because we're going to alter that shape. And we're going to try and manipulate it a bit. And then we're going to build a rainbow from that one for loop. Are we all ready to build the rainbow? Maybe there'll be a pot of gold. Perfect.
Nice.
Okay, so let's just have a think about this for a minute, okay? A rainbow is a half circle. Using a for loop, how could we create a full circle? And if we think about a circle, how many degrees does a circle have? I'm reading people's minds. I'm hopefully everyone's saying, yeah, 360. So here we could say for x in range of 360. So we're going to repeat some instructions 360 times to create a circle. And if we move forward by a small amount, something like 3, and if we're repeating it 360 times, what angle should this be here? Have a think. If we're creating a circle and we're going around 360 times, what value should be in here? Perfect. So if we have the value of 1, if we repeat this 360 times, by the end we will have turned right by an angle of 360. So if we hit play on this now, we'll hopefully create some kind of circle. Maybe I'm just going to move forward slightly less. Depending on the size of the screen, the amount you move forward will be the size of the circle, okay? So what we've changed here is this section here. So we're telling it to repeat a set of instructions 360 times, so we create a circle. The amount we move forward is going to be the size of the circle, and the degrees is going to be 1, because 360 divided by 3. Well, if we do these instructions 360 times, we will have turned at 360 degrees in total. So now we've got a circle. How would we create a half circle? Which line of code in here? What do we alter in there to create half a circle? So at Tato's Koch, we're at the stage where we're creating circles and half circles. That's perfect. So we change the value of 360, because at the moment 360 it goes all the way around and it creates a full circle. If we want to go halfway, we divide the number by 2. So 360 now becomes 180. So try this again. So your code will look something like this. Instead. So you should all have half a circle. Can you all see how we're starting to look a bit like a rainbow. But does a rainbow go on its side like that? I don't think so. So before we draw the shape, turn the turtle left by 90 degrees. So this will just make sure that the turtle is going to be facing upwards on the screen. And then when we draw the half circle, it will appear like a rainbow. So it would be like this. Do you think that's a very good rainbow? Like the size of the line? Do you think that line is a bit too narrow, do you think? So what we can do is where we change the appearance, you know, at the top here where we've got the shape and the speed, we can also change the pen size which draws. And just from using it this afternoon, 25 seems like a good number. So if we say the pen size is 25 pixels, you should have a thicker line being drawn. So try and add the pen size at the top of your code. So now it's going to look something like this. So we have the pen size at the top, and then we draw the half circle. Has everyone managed to draw a half circle? That's got quite a thick pen size.
Feel free to post pictures in the chat.
If you are struggling, please send a message and we'll help. It'd be amazing if we can get everyone to draw a rainbow by the end of this session. Is anyone having any issues at the moment? And because we were doing this session tonight, we went for a walk at lunchtime, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was the rain, it was insane.
And isn't it lovely out now, though?
I know. I was like, I'm going for a walk today. Trying out once a day.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, going for a walk once a day, just for like an hour or so, just to get out the house for a bit, just around the, around the local area.
Yeah. Amazing, Jack. Yeah, carry on, Dan.
I didn't go out. I haven't been for one today because it was raining earlier.
So to change the size of the half circle, where you've got my_turtle.forward, the number inside the forward will be the size of the circle. So if I use the value of 1 and play this code again, we get a tiny circle. And, yeah. Perfect, that looks good. So if you change where it says dot forward in the 1, if you change that to 2, it should be a lot bigger. But you've got a nice area to walk around down.
Yeah, actually, it's all right. Like you can do like the full like circuit and a little bit more in like an hour. It's all right. Up in Rachib.
Yeah.
It's a nice little place to walk around.
We do the same walk every day, almost.
What's that?
We do the same walk every day, almost.
Yeah, so do I. And then you meet the same people.
Okay, so have we all managed to create the first half circle? So you can see that we've made the top of the rainbow. If you look at my screen, if you just Google rainbow, you should be able to see we've created the first arch in our rainbow.
I've done the message, the code that you put about making it repeat, but then it won't repeat. So are we just doing rainbows now?
Well, with the rainbow, we're still using the repeat block, so you can send your code in and we'll have a look at it for you.
I'll paste the code in because it says it's not working.
Okay.
So it's not right.
That's good, Jack.
I've pasted my code into the chat page, but on the program it says it's not right.
Okay.
I've just tried running that code and it created a blue square.
Yeah, it's to create a blue square.
Yeah, and it works. I can't see a problem with it. So just click on run at the top and just see if that works for you again.
No, it won't work. And with a load of like writing. I'll take a picture of it.
Okay. And can you just help Daisy and I'll just move on?
Yeah, I'm coming up.
Okay, so for everyone else, we've created our first arch, and if we look at a rainbow, we've got an inner arch next, and we just keep moving inwards to create all the colours. So the next colour is going to be orange, and we need to create it inside of this arch here. So once we've done the first for loop, we need to remember at the moment our turtle's facing downwards, so we need to turn right, so we're facing into the circle. So my underscore turtle dot right by 90 degrees, and then we need to move forward, and this is where you're going to have to kind of work out yourself. So depending on the size of the circle you created will be the amount that you move forward. So I'm going to try moving forward by 20, and then we can copy and paste the code we've used previously into here, and then we can say orange, and then we're going to, this time we're not turning right, we're turning left because we're backwards on ourselves, so we're going to say turn left. And so because the next circle, as the circles go inwards, they all get ever so slightly smaller, don't they? If you look at a rainbow picture, all the inner circles, they all get slightly smaller as we get nearer to the centre. So what defined the size of the circle before? Who remembers? I will paste the code in a second, Jack. How did we change the size of the circle before? Which line of code changed how big the circle was? Who remembers? Not the pen size. The pen size was how thick the pen size was going to be. What controlled how big or small the circle was going to be? And if you scroll up in the chat, the answer is there because somebody has asked the question. What controlled the size of the circle? And if you look at the live stream, I have got it highlighted, which will make life a bit easier. So Jack, if you look at your code, how did you change the size of the circle? Not for X in range of, because that controlled as creating half a circle. Perfect, forward. So when we change the number in forward, it changes the overall size that we're creating. So as we move inwards in our rainbow, the size of the circle will gradually get smaller. So on the orange half circle, the move forward won't be the same as the red. So as we move inwards, remember, the size gets slightly smaller, so I could try 1.6 maybe. So I'll just paste this into the code now, so hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. So in the first circle where I create red, can you see the size of the circle is 2? And for the orange, the size of the circle will be slightly smaller because I've changed the number by how much we're moving forward. There was a mistake in the code there. So when we're moving between the lines, we need to make sure that we're always facing the top of the screen. So we need to turn right by 90, then we move inwards slightly with the rainbow, and then we move right again, and then we start drawing the next shape. So I'm going to just paste the final bit of code here. So if you look in the chat, we create the red circle first, then we move inwards, and we get the turtle to point to the top of the screen before we start drawing the orange. And just remember, when we're changing, where we've got the orange, where we're moving forward by 1.6 at the moment in my example, you can change that number so it looks a bit more correct. It's a bit of trial and error to start with. So once you've done 2 for loops, it should look something like this on the screen. I've pasted in a screenshot of my screen just to help. Hi Jack, how are you getting on with this section? Hi Jack, how is that coming along for you? Hi Jack, once you've got those two circles, half circles, just send in a screenshot so we can see where you're at. And I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no worries. Daisy, if you go to the YouTube live stream now, you should be able to see what we're doing to make the rainbow. Good, Jack.
Right, that looks good, Jack. So looking at yours now, Jack, how would we do the next inner circle? What do you think the answer might be? So when we did the first one, we did a for loop and we created the outer circle. And then we needed to move inwards slightly. And then we created the inner circle. So before you... That's perfect, that's good, Biscuit, as well. So now we've got our second bit. When we finish created the orange line, we need to move slightly inwards first again, so by the same amount, and then we create the next inner circle that's going to be slightly smaller again. Does that make sense? I'll give you some hints here, so I'll paste my code into the chat and I'll just talk through it. So the first for loop creates the red circle. Then we move inwards, so we turn right, we move forward, and then we turn right, so it points to the top of the screen. If we're on the other side of the circle, which way do we need to turn after the orange circle? So when we turn right, we're over at this side. Once we've come back here to the left side of the screen, perfect. So we're going to be turning left this time. So we can copy and paste this bit of code here. So we'll have this bit of code and it will change. So it looks, instead of right, each right will be a left. So this means we've moved inwards by the same amount. And then when we created the orange, if you look at my script for a second in the chat, how did I work out how much smaller it was going to be? So this value here is 0.35 smaller, so I'm taking the red circle forward number, minusing the forward number for the orange circle, which gives me a difference of 0.35. So every inner circle from now on will be 0.35 times smaller. So we're always changing by a consistent number. So every inner circle will have the same diameter size. Did that make sense? So for me, I'm just going to paste my code in just so it... I made a mistake. problem when you copy and pasting code. Something goes wrong eventually.
What was that, Andrew?
Problem when you copy and pasting code, you copy and paste the wrong piece of code. So I'll paste it now. This is my latest one, which does 3 inner circles. So it's starting to form the shape of a rainbow. Can you work out how to complete the rainbow? So I'm not going to provide any more code. I want you to try and work it out in the last 10 minutes. And if you need any help, send a chat message here. We'll explain things again and guide you through creating a full rainbow.
I say, so I'm loading a picture onto the chat page now. I've only got to the first red bit, but how do I like change the pen size?
So the pen size, you will, if you scroll to mine. So you would change the pen size at the top of your script. You know where you've created the shape of the turtle?
Yeah.
So underneath the shape, just call my_turtle again, not pen size. And I've just 25 seems to be a good number, but you can change it to any number you like.
Under where?
So it should, the way you've got this line of code here, you can have then, so it looks something like this. So you're changing the pen size at the start of the program, so anything that's drawing with a pen would be size 25.
I've found it on the YouTube video.
Okay, I pasted it into the Discord as well, chat. And don't forget, you can use this website here to find the colours that you want to use to create your rainbow. Everything okay, Dan?
Yeah, all good.
It's good.
That's right, Biscuit Boy.
Well, that's good. So try and complete the rainbow. So we want it to look something like this at the end. Let's see if this works. So you need to add all the other colours of the rainbow now. So can you work out how to do the rest of it? You've got all the coding elements you need. So you know how to move between each inner circle. And you know how to change the value of the size of the inner circle.
That was very good, Jack.
That's good.
You've got 2 monitors, Andrew.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm using my new monitor today, and it is so much easier than using my tiny Mac screen.
Have you got your new computer now?
Yes, I have.
Is it good for gaming?
It is. Oh, it's fab. Yeah. It, like I was saying earlier, like I've been playing a bit, messing about on different things on it, and it's very good.
When did that arrive?
Last week. Must have been last week. Week before. It came really quickly, surprisingly. Like, I thought it was going to take a lot longer.
Yeah, especially with the times.
Because they said like 10 to 13 working days, and I think it came in like 9. So I was like, oh, flipping that, pretty good.
Amazon's delivery is like super fast at the moment.
I know Amazon. Amazon are pretty slow, but it's understandable.
No, they've gone really fast. We ordered something yesterday and it's arrived today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What model is my PC, Jack? It's
Custom built.
Yeah, it's custom built, so it's made by a company called Chill Blast, which let you kind of like pick your parts and stuff like that, so you can design it how you want. And I've also got a MacBook, so I've got a bit of everything.
How's everyone's coming along? So,
I've only got a boring old HP Windows 8 computer.
Yeah, actually, Andrew, thinking about it, I ordered something from Amazon a couple days ago, and it came a lot earlier than planned.
Yeah, I have a little laptop, and what I did is because this is the 360-degree flip one, you can just put your wireless mouse and keyboard, the display, and that's absolutely brilliant.
So it turns into like a tablet essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well,
It's an Asus one. I don't know if I'm saying Asus right.
Let's try. Tatos Koch, I'm trying yours on the screen now.
Yeah, I'm currently watching it here. That's very good, Tatos Koch.
That's perfect.
Very, very good.
One last thing you can do, Tatos Koch. If you look at like the picture I posted in the chat, the bottom rainbow.
I don't think Tatos Koch is in the chat.
Oh, okay, so and just to kind of tidy the picture as like a final thing, my OCD kicks in. You see how like everyone gets slightly higher as the circles go in? What we could do is draw a blank line across the bottom, like a white line, and it'll cut like a nice edge along the bottom. If that makes sense.
Oh, sorry, Tatos Koch. I couldn't see you in the list of people.
So I'll just post how I tidied the bottom of the rainbow in the chat, so you can see it. So what I've done there, I've changed the pen size to be 50, so it cuts a bit more of the image off. Change the colour of the pen so it's white, so it matches the background colour, and then it just moves forward and backwards along the screen, and that will give you a flat finished look. Has anyone else got pictures of their rainbow finished? Let's have a look.
Oh, very good.
Oh, that looks good, Eku.
That's a good one.
So you can try the same now as well, same as we said to Tatos Koch. Try and tidy the bottom of it now, so it's got a flat finish. So I can do this. Here's one I created earlier.
Just having a look at yours now, Tattoo Score. Yeah, that looks very, very good, Tattoo Score.
Just going to run it now.
Very, very neat and tidy.
Would you like to add one more thing, Tatusco and Hugh? Do you want to change the colour of the background so you have a blue sky behind? What we can do here is... Yes.
Got a picture loading up now.
Okay.
How do I like the orange one to go like underneath the red? In a minute, it's gone to like a circle for some reason.
Do you want to paste your code into the chat and Dan will have a quick look for you? Like I said, Dan, the problem, you need to move inwards, point upwards, and then create the next inner circle with a slightly smaller move forward, Dan. Okay, so to change the colour of the background, what we need to do at the top of the code again, so where you've changed the appearance, we need to create a window, which is pulling part of the library again, so that's pulling the screen of the library. And we store that against a variable called window. So this will be the window which we draw in. It's pulled from turtle.screen, okay? And after that, we then change the background colour to a blue. I've tried to use this colour blue, like I am, so it's slightly different to the colour blue used in the rainbow. So this will change the window.background colour to cyan. So we create a variable like we did with the turtle, or my_turtle. We do the same thing for the window, so we have a variable where we can change information in the window. And in that window we change the background colour, which is BG short.
I've pasted a link into the chat to what's going on, like my code stuff.
Okay, Anne, are you okay to have a look at that?
Yeah, I'm just having a look now.
So Biscuit Boy, which stage are you at? Let's have a look. And Echio and Tattoo's Cook, did that make sense how to change the background colour? Paste it one more time so it's at the bottom of the screen. Biscuit Boy, what stage are you at with the rainbow? Perfect. So the next thing I said was what you can do is you can tidy the bottom so it's got a flat bottom rather than the pen dipping out almost at the bottom. So to do this, I will just show you how I did it at the bottom. So I'll just paste the code in. So all I've done is I've moved the turtle down slightly and then told it to point in at left so it's looking at the corner of the screen. I've increased the pen size so it's almost double the size. I changed the colour of the pen so it matches the colour of the background, and then I just move forward and backwards a large number so it cuts the bottom of the rainbow and gives it a flat finish. Tatterskoch, what are we thinking? Do you have your code? Are you able to paste your code into the chat or link to your code? What would be nice as well, once you've completed the rainbow, so you've maybe got a white background or a coloured background, if you could take a screenshot of this and post it on social media and tag Technocamps in. You can also tag the NHS if you like, that would be nice. So that would be that. Just trying your code, that was Cork now on the live stream.
Now, what would be a good idea for the people who have finished? Maybe try and do some clouds, like at the bottom of the rainbow.
Yeah, you could try that. But this session finishes at 6 o'clock, so that's... we can hang on for a bit anyway, but if anyone's got any questions...
Yeah, that's fine. We can hang on for a second.
Yeah, you can add clouds. You could maybe try and figure out how to write maybe the NHS, so you get the words NHS, all the letters, appearing below the rainbows. This is something you could try and do, just following this session. So using how you move around. And you've also got these two here, so I'm just going to post two more things into the chat. You could also use these to move around, so you could tell the turtle to lift the pen off the paper, so off the screen, move around so that while it's got pen up, it doesn't draw, and you can put the pen back down and start drawing in another location. So if you were going to create clouds, you could use the pen up and pen down to move around your screen to create the clouds. But apart from that, you should have all the knowledge now and experience to create anything you'd like using TurtlePython.
Andrew,
Have you got any questions or would like to say anything? But yeah, just like to say thank you for everyone for coming along and joining in. It's always good to hear from different people and seeing how people are getting on. Everyone's got on really well with this one today, and we've all created a rainbow, which is
Andrew,
in this time. Yes, Dan.
before you disappear,
I can hang on for a bit, but yeah.
how... I'm just looking at Daisy's code again.
Okay.
How did you switch it so that it was, instead of being on its side, it was the right way up?
So it's kind of doing the shape.
Yeah, because it's just going in a circle currently.
So before you start drawing the rainbow, let's have a look. I'll just try it. Let me just see what we get. Oh, okay, I see.
Because what it's currently doing is it's doing one half circle and then it's doing the next half circle straight away underneath it.
So you need to move between each one. So if I just get... So it'd be this kind of code here. So let me just put a line. So once you've done your first for loop, you need to turn right or left, depending on which side of the rainbow you're on. Move inwards slightly. Turn the same direction so you're facing upwards towards the top of the screen, and then you draw the next shape. For the background, it was... So this again, this is like when you created the my__ turtle. You're creating a variable called window, and you're linking it to the turtle's screen from their library, and then you're manipulating the window. So you're changing the window background to a specific color. I'm not sure what happens with yours, Jack, but none of the code comes through when I click on the link. So if you paste your code into the chat here.
I've managed to kind of get underneath the red, and it kind of keeps going the other way. And then I'll paste the link.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, so when you turn right, Daisy. Hi Daisy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you turned right, you need to then move forward, so you're moving into the circle a bit. Okay, and then you turn right again, so you're facing the top of the screen, and then you can draw the next inner circle.
So what do I do with my code? So I've got after the red one, first line up, I'll paste the code in.
So I think what you would have is, if I just...
the code that I've got so far.
So what it would change to, I'll just update it for you in here. So you move right there. Where you're turning right, but you're not moving inwards, and you need to turn right again so they're facing the roof. Actually, what you could do, you know where you've got the white line along the bottom? Change the white line to a green line, and then you've got the bottom, or like land, let's say. That would be quite cool. Thanks, Tatusco, for coming along. So, when you've got at the bottom where you're doing the tidy up, so this section here, where you set the colour of the pen, I think you've set it to white at the moment. If you set the colour of the pen at that point to green, it will draw a green line along the bottom, and it'll make it look like the land is at the bottom of the rainbow. I'm going to find a different green. Thanks, Biscuit Boy.
Right, so I've kind of copied the bit of the code that I was missing from yours, but it's still like going like the opposite way I want it to go.
So when you finish drawing the red circle,
If you get one.
you tell it to turn right once, don't you? So, and then do you tell it to move forward, and then do you get it to move right one more time?
The link on the chat page.
Okay, I'll open it in 1 second. So, Echo, did that work for you? Okay. So, Daisy. Thanks, Jack. We'll see you in the next session. Hi, Daisy.
Yeah.
So when you created your first circle, you're going from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. When you create your next inner circle, you're going from the right side of the screen to the left. So for the orange colour, rather than turning the turtle right, you want to turn the turtle left.
Left, okay.
Well done, Hugh. It's amazing. Here's my finished. All I've done is change the colour of the final colour to lime. That's the colour I've used. if you are wondering for the final time. But it looks amazing. Well done, Echo. Have you enjoyed it?
If you have a look at the link again, I think I've changed it, but I still can't get it to work. The red seems to be like going like outwards.
Thank you for coming along, Echo. Hazel, are you able to send your link one more time and I will... unless this works. Echo, I think Technocamps do a session once a week. If you check the Facebook page for Technocamps, they will post on there when the next session is. It's usually every Thursday, 4 till 6. So there should be another one tomorrow night. There's a link to our Facebook page. That'll keep you up to date, but I'm sure at the moment we're doing an online session every Thursday. This is an online session through MSpark, so we do this twice a month. But all the information will be posted on the Facebook page. Hi Daisy.
Yeah.
So I'm just having a look at your code now. So once you've done the for loop for the first red shape.
Sorry,
Hi.
what did you say? Sorry.
Okay, so once you've completed the first circle or half circle with the red,
Yeah.
because you want to move inwards, if you imagine that your turtle is at that point is pointing towards the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
At the moment, you're telling it to turn left, so you're telling it to move out of the circle rather than move in. So you'd want to draw the first circle, the red,
Yeah.
and turn right so you're facing into the circle. Move forward slightly, and then move right again, so you're facing the top of the screen. Does that make sense? And Daisy, just for information, I will be closing the Discord down at 6:30.
Okay.
So I will stay online until then.